Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have a video for you today that I thought would be helpful for those of you who aren't really readers but want to read more. I think most of the people that probably watch me are readers already, but if you're finding this video and reading is not really a part of your life but you want to read more, then I hope that these are some, not necessarily live by these steps, but just tips or general things to keep in mind. Also, I feel like sometimes there's just that one person that inspires you to start reading, and so I hope maybe simply I can just be that person for someone. I already tried to film this video once and it just didn't work, so let's see. So let's start off with the main thing you need to do in order to start reading is to find a book to read. Now, I want to make this very clear. Reading is supposed to be enjoyable, interesting, and fun. I feel like we can come with a lot of baggage from school. I know a lot of people, and myself included, required reading in school totally cut all ties to something that would be passionate for me about reading. It put me off reading for a long time. And I think that's a common experience. So I just want to emphasize that a lot of these tips that I'm saying are tips to make the reading experience for you more fun, enjoyable, interesting, all those things. If it's not interesting, you're not going to do it. If it's not fun, you're not going to do it. So we're starting with finding a book. So how do we find a book? Many different options. If you have friends that read, you can borrow books from them. My boyfriend says sometimes he finds books on the street, so they don't even have to come with purchasing a book. It can just be something you find on the street, and sometimes he feels like it's meant for him if he encountered it on the street, which I think is really sweet. You also have the library at your disposal, and of course, local bookstores or shopping online. But I think go into a bookstore, library, or wherever, and just see what calls you. It can be a cover that really pops out at you, so you grab it and you look on the back and you read what it's about, or you read the first page, see if you like kind of the way that the person writes. I feel like if you're not reading very much, you probably are not familiar with the kind of things that you like to read. So it's also going to be some trial and error. It's like a lot of taste testing. So try to find a book that seems somewhat interesting to you. Next tip is you don't have to finish it if you find in the middle that it doesn't work for you. It just adds to that required reading feeling that it's like something heavy and it's a chore. It shouldn't be a chore. So find a book you think you like, start reading it. If you don't like it, toss it aside. It's totally fine. It might become relevant for you later in your life, it might not, and just then try to find something else that works for you better. And the next tip is also to use your friends. So if you have friends that read, think about friends that you have similar taste to. And that doesn't have to be similar reading taste, because you probably wouldn't know that, but similar taste in other things. You have similar humor, or you have interesting conversations with this friend, or yeah, you get along, you feel like you like this similar things. So maybe things that they read, you would also like. Also, you're finding this video on YouTube. There is a cute corner of the internet here, which is BookTube. And people are talking about many books, reviewing books, saying all the things that they read in 1 month. And you can just get inspiration and ideas about things that sound interesting by someone talking about a book, and then you go, oh wow, that sounds really like I would probably like that, and then you can look it up and see how to find it. So once you have a book that you are thinking it's something you want to read, you want to give it a try, my biggest tip also for myself is not to wait for the perfect time to read, because it will not come. I mean, there are more ideal situations for reading and not ideal situations, but I can really feel like, oh, I really want to read this book, but no, I want to wait until the right time. I want to have a good day off, or I want to have 4 or 5 hours, or I want it to be quiet in the house, or I want it to be things that sometimes you just can't control. And I feel like if you wait too much, then that opportunity might never come, and then you don't start reading. So just start the book. get up in the morning, make your coffee, open it, maybe read a chapter, or before bed. Another tip that I think is sort of like on the other side of that, which is you can also, if it excites you, you can set the mood for your reading. So sometimes I like to make myself a cup of tea with some milk inside it and put on either some soft music, or for me, I really, really love like atmospheric sounds, like rain sounds, nature sounds, kind of assist in like a cozy atmosphere for you to read in. Another good tip for starting to read more is to do buddy reads, which is just finding a buddy, finding a friend. It can be a friend in your life, or I don't know, digital on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever, and decide that you're gonna read a book together. Maybe one of you knows a book that sounds interesting or something, or you just pick something together. I think that that can really motivate you if you have someone to do it with, which leads me to another tip, which is just to talk about the things that you read and discuss the things that you read with your friends or family. They don't have to be the person that you read the book with. It can be your partner, your parents, anyone. Just to talk about what you're reading, I think makes it more interesting for you, and also helps you digest what you're reading. I think also to assist in the making it more interesting for you, I really love to engage with what I'm reading in the sense of highlighting or underlining, or if it's from the library, don't do this, or if it's a friend's book, maybe ask them first, but I get my pen out and I'm writing in those margins, girl. I'm writing how it made me feel, I'm writing a question, I'm writing a theme that I'm seeing throughout the book or something. I just think engaging with what you're reading is also fun. And then I think about all the other books that I could read, that what can I find, what treasures can I find in there, a beautiful sentence that you love. That also makes me want to read more. This is another tip, which is maybe more for the beginning, which is you can start small if it helps you. A big 600-page book probably isn't the place to start. It might be, but I think you can start small, meaning a small, thin book, or even not a book. Read an interview, or read an article, a newspaper article, a magazine article. Sometimes there's a columnist that's really funny that you want to read, or maybe even a celebrity who is editing, I don't know, Vogue or something, and they write an article in that month's issue. Maybe you really love this celebrity, so you want to read what they wrote. I just think getting in the rhythm of looking at words, taking them in, digesting paragraphs, it will just help you get into that rhythm of reading, and then it can lead to, bigger things, bigger books. If I'm in a dry period of reading, I haven't read anything in a while, or I'm just feeling uninspired, usually a thin book, like I'm talking 100 to 150 pages, really jumpstarts my reading, because it's not intimidating, you can get through it, and yeah, it just really helps me, so maybe it'll help you. I really think that that's all I have to say, which I know are not like groundbreaking things, but maybe it just helps to hear it from someone. But yeah, reading can be really fun and should be, so just enjoy it. And really, like, the biggest tip is just find a book that you really love, because even if you're like, I'm not a reader, that chance that you find something that you really love, and then you're all of a sudden reading fast, loving it, reading more. It's like, it's really about what book lands in your hands. So also be patient with sometimes finding the right book for you, and then I feel like it will all go like uphill from there. That's all. Sorry, my scabby knees are in the frame. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. And if you're new to reading, please comment below and let me know if this helped you in any way. So let's talk about books together in the future. Bye!